Welcome back to a new adventure, everyone. In this episode, we are out diving a beautiful sheltered bay off the coast of South Devon. Our goal is to catch plaice and lobster while freediving on a single breath. Conditions in the water are picking up. There's more and more life around, and we managed to gather a nice array of seafood, some of which we cook up on the boat in tranquil scenery. Enjoy the video, guys. Welcome to another Joe Piquet adventure. Today we're out on the water, lovely calm conditions. I actually want to start the video by saying a big thank you to you, all the viewers of the channel. I haven't posted in quite a few months actually, so it was really great to release another video and see some old familiar names in the comments and see people enjoying the video, so thank you very much. And also a warm welcome if you're new to the channel. I'm Joe and I'm extremely passionate about everything underwater foraging, whether it's hand gathering or spearfishing. I'm super passionate about collecting seafood in the most sustainable way possible, really, with no bycatch, no damage to the ocean, and being part of the environment while you're down there. Seeing all of the creatures and wildlife is just as important, really, as shooting a fish. In fact, it's way more important, just being part of the environment and having an amazing time. So we got lovely conditions today. It's the 1st of May, so there could be a bit of algae in the water, but the plan to start with is to look for some plaice, do some drifting over the sand for plaice, and then later on we're going to go after some lobsters. So should be a great day, and we'll make a start. So we're going to be looking for the plaice to start within 10 metres. I tend to find at this time of year that's a good depth. There's not very much tide today, so hopefully they might be feeding on clams, which start to grow in the spring. We're not going to spend a long time on plaice though. The main objective today is lobster redemption. If you remember last dive, we were very unsuccessful with the lobsters, so we do 2 or 3 drifts of plaice. If they're there, they're there. If they're not, onto lobsters. So I jump in the water and without further ado load up my twin band 60cm gun. I use a 60cm gun when plaice spearfishing because it's very light and manoeuvrable, and when you're diving for these plaice or drift diving for them, the key is to hover a few meters off the seabed, swimming along, very gently kicking, looking for the outline of the plaice on the bottom. You can see there's a good cover of clams on the bottom here, and in the springtime plaice come in and crunch these up and enjoy them as a favourite snack. It sounds obvious, but it's really important to look all around you when looking for plaice, maximise your chances of seeing them. And obviously visibility really helps. Here we don't have the best visibility. There's quite a bit of green algae in the water as a result of more sunlight and rising temperatures. Of course, when you're out scanning the seabed for plaice, the reality is you could see any number of critters. Lovely big spider here. A few dives later I see an enormous cuttlefish just chilling on the bottom here. His camouflage is so good I almost miss him. This one's a real whopper, so I decide not to take it. Off he goes with a little squirt of ink. These cuttlefish come in shore to breed in spring, and actually once they breed, they usually die. A couple dives later, I see a much better eating cuttlefish. These have all bred now. They lay their eggs in April, and now they're in the last part of their life cycle. So this is a really sustainable catch. So looking through the old watch, just did 13 dives at that mark. Water temp's 12 degrees and my dives on average were about 1 minute and 10 seconds. So not super long, but you're using quite a lot of energy because you dive down and you're swimming along. There's no current today at all. And yeah, the plaice don't really seem to be in. Scouted quite a lot of ground, but the cuttlefish certainly are. It's all in just 13 dives. I saw 3 or 4 cuttlefish. One was an absolute monster. Just got him on camera and decided not to take him because he'd probably been a bit tough. And then found this one just then, better sized cuttlefish. Try and grab a couple of scallops now, and then some lobsters.
I take a good minute to breathe up on the surface. These scallops are a little bit deeper than the plaice, typically 15 to 20 meters for the scallops here. They do not like the impacts of swell, turbulence on the bottom, so they tend to shelter out in slightly deeper water. And I find especially good to find them tucked along the side of rocks, rocky reefs, as you can see here. Often a large abundance of scallops collected around a rocky structure on the sand. Always so fun finding these treasures of the seabed.
Well, it's just landing. You just kneel and just pick them all up at your, as many as you can grab. So good to see, so sustainable, so delicious. We're gonna have to cook some of these up later.
Had an awesome time diving for scallops. Unfortunately, coming back to the boat, I noticed my camera was totally fogged up. I don't think I got any footage of the scalloping, but the visibility wasn't that great anyway. But loads of scallops. We dived about 4 spots in the bay, spread out over about 1 kilometre, and the scallops were just everywhere we went. A couple of spots they were thicker, but so good to see such an abundance. And for those that don't know, if you're scalloping in Devon, where I'm based, you do need a licence from Devon and Severn IFCA, Inshore Fisheries and Conservation Authority. It only costs you £20 for 2 years. Just renewed mine because it ran out. And a couple of things to bear in mind: you're allowed 25 per diver per day if you have a licence, and the scallop needs to measure 10 centimetres or more across. Got a little measurer here to give you an idea. This is the scallop line here, inside here, if you can see that one, and these scallops are coming up. Wow, that's the minimum size there. So got an extra 3, that's 130 mil probably across, and it's not even one of the biggest ones. So really healthy numbers, sizes, great to see. Really sustainable catch so far, cuttlefish, scallops, and we're going to finish the day trying to find a lobster.
So we are super excited to jump in the water and try and get some lobster redemption. Nick follows me down with the camera here. You can see that I'm now wearing a weight vest. I've picked up my weight by a couple of kilos as we're diving quite shallow. And we go straight to one of my, what I would call a grade A lobster hole. It usually holds a really good lobster. It's really sheltered from any prevailing swell. It's got a lovely dusty base, but I'm very surprised to see only a small lobster in this hole. Usually it has a really good eating sized lobster in, but not today. Always be really careful when you surface from lobstering. Look all around you, make sure you don't bump your head on the rocks. Breathing up again here and heading down to the base of a ledge. It's a bit of an underwater wall really, with lovely cracks, crevices, to see what we can find. As predicted, there's no shortage of lobsters, but actually the general sizes are really quite small. You can see another one in the crevice here, way undersized, but good to see. Looking into a deep crevice here, there's a much better sized lobster. Get the hook in very carefully. The key here is to get the hook behind the lobster, but don't touch the lobster. Just get it behind the lobster, a bit of rattling about, and and lobster will turn around 9 times out of 10. But here, unbelievably, I did not realise this lobster had a little escape route. Under this kelp, there's a burrow. I thought he'd come shooting out into Nick's arms. Perhaps we were a bit slow on the uptake, but he gave us the slip. But it's all good, we carry on, and looking through the kelp here and cracks, I'm just about to surface and I catch a glimpse of an enormous spider crab chilling here in the kelp. I pull it back like curtains and boom, awesome spider. I'm really, really happy with that.
Nice spider.
With the sun getting low in the sky and our stomachs rumbling, we decide to head back to the estuary for a boat cook-up. Such a beautiful journey home with the sun on the cliffs. I've really missed these trips over the winter, and we are just so fortunate to live in such a beautiful part of the world. Absolutely stunning.
Had an awesome afternoon on the water. It's feeling a lot more spring-like in the water now. Temperature's up to 12 degrees in places. Lots of cuttles in. Spiders coming in all over the reef as well. Unfortunately, we didn't see any place. Had a tussle with some lobsters. Once again, failed to get lobsters, but never mind. We're going to have a scallops cook-up now with some lime, ginger, garlic. It's going to be delicious. Put the knife in through this little gap here. Slight twist, and you'll start to feel the shell coming away, just like that. We get a slightly bigger knife now, and just cut it away. And look at that. There's a good amount of coral or roe on them now, so we'll fry that down as well. The best thing about doing this on the boat as well is we can just throw the waste straight back into the ecosystem for the crabs to enjoy. Lovely. Beautiful. So the scallops are shucked, as you can see, and yeah, some have got roe, some haven't. It's just the way they were in the shells. Possibly some had spawned, so they didn't have any roe left really. But yeah, I don't tend to eat the roe, so I'm gonna give it a try, and I'll report back, let you know what I think. That smell. Wow. That was good. This is a pretty awesome way to end the day. Absolutely delicious meal. Fresh scallops, fresh as they can get. I'm just trying a bit of the roe by itself. The texture is very different to the actual scallop mussel itself. It's a lot softer, it's a little bit kind of slimy, so if that's not your thing, yeah, the scallop is probably better for me, being there's a bit more texture to it. But yeah, I think I'm glad I cooked it and didn't feed it to the crabs, and this is just a stunning way to end the video. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see what next week brings, if weather allows. Maybe go for some bass, try and get those placed again. But anyway, for now, that's all from us. See you next time.